What's up, everybody? I'm Cindy Goodman, and in today's Daily Fix, there's a Last of Us remake reportedly in development. It's apparently all happening amid some Sony drama and my IGN Digital Desert Island movie recommendation. All presented by Movies Anywhere. Roll the thing. We just got tons of spicy Sony news from a Bloomberg report that outlines dissatisfaction among Sony's lesser-known studios, not to mention updates on a few beloved game series. Perhaps the biggest news is that sources say there's a Last of Us remake codenamed T1X that was started by Michael Mumbauer, the founder of Visual Arts Service Group, a Sony developer that traditionally assists development on PlayStation Studios games. Mumbauer apparently assembled a new 30-strong development group and, after passing on the idea of a remake of the first Uncharted game, settled on a remake of 2013's The Last of Us. And this is where things kind of fell apart. Sony kept the existence of the team a secret and refused to offer extra budget. Head of PlayStation Studios Herman Holst apparently deemed the project too expensive, so Mumbauer's team was moved instead to support development of The Last of Us 2. Bloomberg sources say that after The Last of Us 2 was completed, Sony moved a bunch of Naughty Dog developers onto the T1X project, and the remake effectively became a Naughty Dog project, no longer in the hands of Mumbauer and his team. All that to say, it does appear that development on the remake is apparently continuing, which is confusing to me. The Last of Us originally came out in 2013 on PlayStation 3 and then got a swift remaster in 2014 that brought it to PlayStation 4. And while 2014 wasn't last year or anything, the remaster is not that old. It's a little confusing to me to sink resources into a remake of a game that's not that old. Yes, the game has a huge fan base and people will obviously buy it, but am I missing something? I mean, we're talking remake. Like, think about how much Final Fantasy VII Remake changed from the original. I haven't tried playing the 2014 remaster on a PS5, but it played fine on PS4. I have to wonder if they're planning on making enough changes in this remake to justify this exercise. Or is this remake just a play to adjust the combat and update it to match The Last of Us Part 2's combat? Or is it a play to align with the upcoming HBO series? The series is said, to quote The Hollywood Reporter, to cover the events of the original game with the possibility of additional content based on The Last of Us 2. And co-creator Craig Mazin hinted to BBC that the series looks to, quote, build things out and expand, not to undo, but rather to enhance. Do you think we'll see those enhancements reflected in this? Will Naughty Dog put Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in as Joel and Ellie in this remake? I don't know. The only way I can make sense of it is as an alignment with the upcoming series. I've spent a lot of time airing out my confusion, but from a money-making standpoint, I am not confused. The game will no doubt sell millions of copies and make a ton of money, and with the new HBO show, the franchise will reach new fans, and then there will be an updated game to play on the latest console generation, and maybe a game that is more aligned, maybe even perfectly echoes the show. Can't blame them, but it would be really exciting to see new IP from Naughty Dog, as evidenced by The Last of Us and Uncharted. They clearly have very good ideas and incredible execution. All that to say, I can't wait until Sony remakes Ghost of Tsushima. I'm kidding, that game just came out. That's a joke. Okay, so back to the Bloomberg report. As part of the same report, Bloomberg also says that Sony Bend pitched a sequel to Days Gone after the game's release in 2019, but was rejected. Days Gone? Gone. Sony then apparently moved Bend developers onto two Naughty Dog projects, a multiplayer game, which I'd assume is the standalone Last of Us multiplayer game, and a new Uncharted project. Some Bend staff reportedly left as a result of having their autonomy taken away, and leadership allegedly complained to Sony and asked to be moved off of Uncharted development. And now Sony Bend is apparently working on a new original game, but it's not entirely clear if this is Days Gone 2, a brand new game, or a return to another back catalog game. And since the Bloomberg report, there's been a Eurogamer report that sources claim a Sony Bend developed Uncharted game was planned to plot a new course for the series, possibly by way of a prequel, and was intended as a sort of reboot. But it's not exactly clear if that's moving forward now that Bend is off the project. There had been rumors about a new Sony team in San Diego led by Mumbauer, with many assuming that it was working on a new Uncharted game after it said it was developing in an existing franchise. But it seems that was in reference to The Last of Us, with Uncharted's future still seemingly under Naughty Dog. Drama llama, am I right? Today is April 9th, giving you approximately 4 more days to take advantage of Movies Anywhere's biggest bonus movie offer ever. What's Movies Anywhere? I'm glad you asked. Movies Anywhere is a service that allows you to consolidate your vast purchased digital film library into one convenient location. And from now through April 12th, they're letting you choose a bonus movie when you purchase from over 8,000 eligible titles on their service. And here to make the final IGN Digital Desert Island movie recommendation is the only opinion that matters, mine. If I was stuck on a desert island with the ability to add one movie to my Movies Anywhere digital collection, it'd have to be Whiplash. You have a young, talented jazz drummer and a teacher who wants to shape him to be great, but where's the line? Is there a line? I mean, if I'm stuck on a desert island, this would definitely give me a lot to think about. And since I purchased Whiplash before April 12th, that also means I can redeem a bonus movie like The Fifth Element, Runaway, or other select Sony titles. And for more details, check out the link in the description below. And that's Daily Fix. I'm Cindy Goodman. I hope your day and weekend is as awesome as you are now that you're all caught up on the news. Are you stuck somewhere in that brand new game you just got? Looking for the best tips and tricks? Well, look no further than IGN Guides, a brand new YouTube channel for all your game help needs. Download the IGN app on all your mobile devices, subscribe to Daily Fix on Snapchat, and for all things everything else, IGN.com.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through, everything that I've done, it can't be for nothing.